everybody! Today is day one cooking from the Betty Crocker cookbook. First of all, I'm going to have to apologize because the kitchen that I will be using most of the time, there's a lot of construction and remodeling, reshuffling going on. But I didn't want that to stop me from starting this because I'm going to be cooking this entire cookbook. So I have to get going. So anyway, that's where there's going to be backdrops and maybe blankets and all kinds of stuff. But that doesn't matter because the real show and the real focus will be on the food. So I'm doing this one live today. It's going to be quick. If you guys have the 1969 Betty Crocker cookbook, go grab it. Go start doing this. If you have never cooked or have cooked a bunch like me, there will definitely be, I can't imagine that there wouldn't be a recipe that you may have not tried, because on the first one, again, I'm doing this in order. So we're starting right at the beginning. Page, what is this? Are there even pages on here? Oh, there is, 12. Page 12. This cookbook is in alphabetical order. So appetizers. Appetizers is the first category in the 1969 Betty Crocker cookbook. And if anybody watched some of my videos before this, why in the hell am I even doing this? I have always loved I don't know, the era. I was born in 1969. My mom, my grandma, different people in my life did a lot of home, home real food cooking. I know the cookbooks were there, and unfortunately this is not an original for my family, but if you have one, you are very lucky. But if you don't, you can order them on eBay or go to a thrift shop, or you'll be able to find one. They're out there. People are selling them. I got mine for $10, so I didn't think that was too bad. But anyway, I'm going to be doing each recipe in order, not all in one day. That is impossible. But from now forward, and especially looking at the appetizers, I thought, well, dips are kind of a weekend thing, at least here in this area where I live. So I just got to make sense with what's going on. So I thought, well, dips, maybe like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll plow through a few of these. And if you have people coming over or you're going somewhere, you'll have it all ready. So today we are only going to be doing the Cape Cod dip. That's the first one. And then tomorrow, if all goes well, I will also make the next one. So what I'm going to do is after each video, after I turn this camera and I get this very simple dip done, I'll then read off what would you need the next time, because maybe you don't have the book. Maybe you plan on getting the book, maybe you don't, but at least you would be able to watch a video. You wouldn't need the book. And make the next recipe. All right, so let's get to it. Turn you guys around without my laptop flying on the floor. Let's see how that works. Oh, before I go any further, so yes, I'm going to try to dress in certain things. Most of these things I had to buy, like this dress. You can't see the whole thing. You can't see it. 1969, remember that. So 70s, you guys, if you want to dress up, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be great to see pictures of what people are doing. Have a party. I don't know. I'm a theme person, so it makes sense to me. But I'm going to try to wear, because I think it's fun, the clothes that I think the ladies would have worn during that time, along with little aprons, little cute aprons. So I ordered all these aprons because unfortunately I don't have any from that time. And yeah, there's some lighting going on up there. Got to get some new lights. Anyway, huge room. This kitchen is just hard for me. I'm a very organized person, so when things are not in place, it's like hard to deal. But we do, right? So you guys, I will give shout outs to anybody I ordered clothing from. Do you guys know anybody that makes them? Do you have some? Do you have any ideas for me? I have about 5 different dresses right now and about 6 different aprons, which I'm pretty set on aprons, but I will, anytime you see me wearing something, you have a question, or the best that I can think of, like maybe I'll forget that I'm wearing something. I'm gonna let you know who I got it from because maybe you want to order too. Okay, now let's get to it. You guys, I've never done this before, so I am like a complete like new person trying to do a cooking show. There we go. This isn't TV. There we go. I found this little like recipe index thing. It's a Betty Crocker. It's just there. It's just going to be a prop in the show, but you guys have one of these. It didn't come with the cards. This would have come with a set of index cards for lots of recipes, but mine's just blank, but it's super cute. All right. Another thing, you do not have to have these bowls. You guys, you do not have to dress up to do these things, obviously, but I just like to add fun and everything the most, whatever I do. So that is why I'm doing that. But I just thought this is a glass bowl. This is what my dip is going to be going in. And I loved this pattern on the outside. Who remembers all of that? Again, I was born in 1969 and my mom was a stay-home mom. And she always had some kind of homemade thing made up, or we'd be at my grandma's and she was just like, there's nothing that lady couldn't cook. But I remember the dishes and the glasses and the I don't know. I just remember it all. And it's just so, I don't know. It's adorable. Okay. Hope you guys can see this. Can you see it? I'll get better at this, I promise. All right, here's how simple this recipe is. You're going to use, well, I already opened this. You're going to use 1 can of clams. It called for mince, but you can also buy these whole or halves. But buy it the way it says in a recipe. Usually your first time doing something, but I could see if somebody wanted it clumpier, you could try it like that, and then you could just mince them up if you're like, oh yeah, I would have rather had that a little bit clumpier. I wanted to go with it minced, one, because I've never done this recipe. I usually try to follow it exact, and then I will tweak it to how I like. But one thing you want to know is that if it's minced, it's going to spread throughout the whole entire dip. So you get a little bit in each bite rather than, if it was like just clumps or halves or whole, you're not going to get a little bit in every bite. And I think if it's meant to be a clam dip, you would want that. So this is already drained. You definitely want to drain this. Put it in. And then it's 1 packet of the onion soup mix. Use my teeth. You guys are just going to see the real thing here. Roll that in. And I've cooked a lot, so I don't measure a lot, but I guess I should. I should for the show. Side. I will be right back. Okay, so 2 cups, right? 2 cups dairy sour cream. Now, when I was shopping where I was, they only had the light. I think full fat would be better for this. But that's just me. Do whatever works for you. I have a feeling that 2 cups is going to be almost like this whole entire thing. So there's 1. Now, if a person were trying to figure out calories, because me being in the health and wellness field, I deal with a lot of that. So doing this show is fun because it's something completely different, but everything all in moderation. You would just look on the side of any can or box, and right there. So if you had this whole thing, like 1 envelope, actually this is 1 tablespoon. Well, then they went and made it hard, but just figure out what would be, you would have had to measured out the dry, but just write those numbers down. Maybe you're looking at your carbs, maybe you're looking at your proteins, but I'm just talking about calories. This has 20 calories per tablespoon. I'm going to guess that was probably 4. So there's 80. And then what would this be? I'm going to end up putting the whole thing in there. Calories 35. Just start learning how to read labels if that's what you're looking at. I don't know if I'm going to do that on every one of these, but 2 tablespoons. Well, there's way more than 2 tablespoons going in this because it's the whole entire thing. There's 15 servings. So I have to do 15 times 15. So 15 times, where's the calories on here? 35. That's how many calories are in this whole entire thing. And then you just estimate, like, how much am I eating? Let's say this is just for you and it's just like a little portion. Add up the total of what's in a dish. Wait a minute, did I do a whole other cup? No. Maybe it's just shy of 2. Well, anyway, it's all right. It'll be close enough. Maybe get a bigger tub. This was a 1 pound, 16 ounce. Get a little bit bigger one. Unless I did it right. So 2 cups of the sour cream, 1 envelope of this, onion. You know, of course, these days they make a lot of different mixes. So, you know, you would want to add the mushroom if you like the mushroom and different ones. But again, I do it just how the recipe says the first time. And that's it. So you would mix it up. See that? I would probably have this with crackers, like cut up a bunch of vegetables. Right now we have a lot of cucumbers around here and celery. I mean, everything's doing really well here in Wisconsin, but just use whatever you think that people would like. Carrots. And it's kind of runny. I guess that's another reason why I prefer the full fat. It's going to be a little thicker, but this will set after about 3 hours. And the flavors just come together. You could totally do this the day before. In fact, I'm more of a day ahead type person. I think everything usually tastes better a day ahead, like dips and cold salads. So there you go. That's it. 3 things. Put your lid on it. Love this little thing. And there, it's ready for your party. So there you go. You want to know your calories? I would suggest doing the entire thing and then break it down. So if you wanted to say there was 10 servings in here, after you figured out the calories total in here, add 1 envelope total and add the total of the clams. Let's see if they have a total on theirs. Okay, so theirs is, they have servings of 3. I don't even know if you guys could see that. It's servings of 3. And so 3 times 25. So there's 75 calories in there. Total it all up. If you guys want me to do more of that, let me know. I have no problem ahead of time. I didn't plan for that, but giving you guys more like what would the calories be. So if it's not in a cookbook, like it's not in any of these recipes because it's 1969 and they did care about what they ate, but there was no, there's just no specific breakdowns in this book. As Betty Crocker's books evolved, more people were getting into that. They for sure, because I have some of those books, listed all of that, listed calories and protein and carbs and sugars, sodium. But you can do it yourself too. You can total it up, decide there's 10 servings in here, and now what would that be for me if it's you personally? If you're just taking this to a party, who cares? If you're just like, whatever, it's the weekend, who cares? But I'm probably just throwing that in because of what I do, and maybe you care. right, there's a little in here. I am not a waster. I will try to get everything in there. In fact, you could take a spatula. That's probably what I would have done if I wasn't doing this. I would take a spatula and I would get like every little bit in there. I can do that now. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoy that. Let me know how yours turned out. Cape Cod dip. I've never had it. Let me know how you served it. Would you give it a thumbs up? I'd like to say I would sample it on most of these shows that I'm going to do, but it's not ready. The dip's not completely ready, so I'll let you guys know next time what in the hell did I think about that. I honestly don't like eating clams, so it'll be interesting. It's pretty masked. Think about it, the onion soup mix. Yeah. The next one, you guys, Harlequin dip. Here's what you're going to need if you want to join in. Tomorrow's the day I'm probably going to do it. The sour cream, again, I would suggest to try to get the full fat. Half a cup of mayonnaise or salad dressing, a half a cup of ripe olives, 2 tablespoons snipped chives. I have some growing in my garden, so that'll be awesome. Go to your farmers markets too, for you guys that still have them going or you have them going year round, because I'm a fan of dried, but anytime you get fresh, especially if a recipe calls for that, it is a little bit better. So if you have it available, get some. They're easy to grow too, by the way. They're like almost impossible to kill. You could have some in a little container in your home, or if you're in a warmer climate, out in your garden for sure, or a little bucket. A teaspoon Worcestershire sauce. That's never easy to say, is it? Worcestershire. Say it really fast. Say it slow. It's still hard. And a half a teaspoon prepared mustard and a half a teaspoon curry powder. Curry powder, I feel, is pretty darn easy to find these days. And guess what? If you can't find it, you can order anything online these days. So that is no reason not to have curry powder. Get little samples, you guys. Like most of my friends are like, oh my God, it's so many seasonings and just, I don't want to have to buy that. You can buy some really tiny seasonings these days, like little, you don't have to buy a gigantic amount, or ask some friends. I'm sure someone out there would borrow you a half a teaspoon of curry powder so you could try something. And then if you like it, maybe you'll make it a bunch, or guess what? You'd be amazed at how many things you could put curry powder in and it's good for you and it's not spicy. I think curry gets this bad reputation, like it's going to be hot. And it's not. It's a spice, but it's not hot, burn your mouth off. So I challenge you to try that, and you wouldn't even know it was. It's in there. It's a seasoning that it is not the same without it, but it's not like you're going to like detect it. So if somebody's like, well, I don't really like, those flavors. With everything else that's going on in this next dip, I don't think that they would know that was curry powder. So there you go. I hope to see you guys next time. Here it is. That's it. If you have any questions or comments or want to subscribe, I am doing this show, and then I have health and wellness product reviews on my show, along with I will be talking about CBD oil. That is something that I do that has changed my life. And I think that's it. That's my entire show in a nutshell. Look forward to the next time for our next dip. All right. Bye-bye. Got to figure out how to end this. Bye.